Welcome to the HuttoTransparency.org explainer. Today, we're diving straight into Project T05, which is the major reconstruction of FM 1660 and CR 137. We're asking a pretty crucial question. Why is a project that sat idle all summer, literally compromising student safety, now being funneled through the Economic Development Corporation to provide a potential taxpayer-funded bonus to the contractor? We're going to impartially break down the financial and legal maneuvers behind this massive public works project, strictly using the city's own official documents.
Here's our agenda for today. 1. Growth and infrastructure strain. 2. Case study Project T05. 3. The $11.2 million transfer. 4. Navigating Article 52A limits. And 5. Timeline change orders. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Growth and infrastructure strain. To really understand the decisions being made today, we first have to look at the immense pressure Hutto is under right now. According to the fiscal year 2025 Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, Hutto's population more than doubled over a single decade, surging to over 50,600 residents. I mean, that is explosive growth, and it completely alters the demands placed on a city's roads and emergency services. And the city absolutely knows this. The finance department explicitly notes in their transmittal letter that upgrading roads and drainage has become one of their highest priorities. The strain is real, and the need for efficient infrastructure development is just absolutely paramount to keeping the city functioning safely.
Section 2. Case study Project T05.
The city's financial records show us the initial cost of getting this specific site off the ground. Out of an authorized baseline contract of about $1.06 million, over $1.04 million had already been spent on design and groundwork. That left just under $20,000 in remaining commitments for that baseline phase. Keep that $1 million baseline in mind because it's super important context for what happens next.
So, with over $1 million taxpayer dollars already out the door for design, work officially began in May of 2026. Crews immediately came in and removed sidewalks and the pedestrian signal buttons right at a major school crossing. And then? Well, for 3 straight months, residents reported a near-total standstill in work over the summer. It was a safety shutdown. Only after major safety concerns were flagged by the community was an asphalt sidewalk hurriedly rolled out, literally just 24 hours before school started. Yet despite this massive summer delay, the project was supposedly ready to enter its next massive financial phase.
Section 3. The $11.2 million transfer.
Now, to fund the actual construction, the City Council made a very significant and highly strategic move. When we look at the March 12th City Council meeting minutes, we see officials reviewing Resolution R 2026-071. This wasn't a standard city construction authorization, though. It was structured as a grant solely to fund the CR 137 and FM 1660 project. The resolution authorized a massive transfer of over $11.2 million in public funds. But here's the catch. These funds weren't staying in the traditional city public works pipeline. Nope, they were being transferred directly to the Hutto Economic Development Corporation, specifically the HEDC Type A.
This grant and transfer was approved by the City Council in a 4-to-1 vote. The motion was made by Councilmember Morris. Interestingly enough, Councilmember Gordon cast the lone dissenting vote, stating clearly on the record that he was uncomfortable running this infrastructure project through the EDC.
Section 4. Navigating Article 52A limits.
So you might be wondering, why route $11.2 million through the Economic Development Corporation instead of just managing it directly through the city? Well, the official minutes from a July 2nd joint meeting between the City Council and the HEDC revealed the precise constitutional loop-around strategy behind this structural move.
Those minutes explicitly reference Article 52A of the Texas Constitution. This is a clause that strictly prohibits the city from giving gifts of public money. In plain English, it means the city cannot legally offer early completion bonuses to contractors for work they are already legally bound to perform.
But here is the loophole. While the city itself is totally restricted by Article 52A, city leadership noted in the minutes that this restriction applies to the city and, quote, not the HEDC. They transferred the project specifically so the Economic Development Corporation could bypass those limits and legally offer early completion bonuses to the construction crews.
Section 5. Timeline change orders. This legal flexibility directly impacts the construction timeline and how these contractors are managed. Checking out the HEDC minutes from April 13th, we find item 6.2. This item introduces a resolution to approve a schedule change order for Capital Excavation Company.
The contractor is officially being asked to propose, quote, accelerated change order options.
Now, let's put this whole timeline together, because it is quite a picture. The city spends over $1 million for initial design. Then, the contractor lets the site sit idle all summer, putting student safety at risk. In March, $11.2 million is transferred to the EDC. By April, the EDC explores accelerated scheduled change orders, and by July, it's confirmed on the record that the EDC is being used to legally allow early completion bonuses. This means the exact same contractor responsible for the delay could receive thousands of extra taxpayer dollars for finishing early on a project they let sit for months.
It all leaves us with a massive question. Is this a management strategy or a way to reward poor performance with your tax dollars? The mayor claims he wants everything in the open, but this loop around is happening right behind the scenes at the EDC. Follow the receipts at huttotransparency.org. Stay tuned and subscribe.